it's about how good the buyer is. It's about how good the bank is. There's a lot of pieces to it. With the selling aspect, let's say someone reaches out to you and they're looking to sell. How do you know right away that, hey, this seller, they have it together. They know what they're doing. This is a solid business. What are those signs?
Uh, there's a few. When you're talking to a seller and they can tell you pretty much everything about their business off the off the rip, and they're not, well, and this and something over here, and I think that getting a hold of their financials tells everything right away. That is one thing that we definitely do. We'll have the initial conversation with them, go through some questions just to kind of learn their business model, right? What are the working parts in this? How many employees? Is it just you? Do you have a general manager in place, or is there somebody that can fill that role? And then we ask for the financials to put a valuation together. And really, those are what really tell you, because then you're looking at cash flow, you're looking at income management. What are they doing on marketing? Where are they hiring? Where are they spending their money? You see crazy things inside people's financials.
What's some crazy stuff you see? He goes on people about Venmo all the time.
I get on people in the personal training industry about that. But I cleaning companies, when you have Venmo coming in and you're not tracking it, and then you want credit for that in a sale.
That would make some sense there.
Yeah.
So, okay, that makes sense.
But what are other ones that you see that are just wild?
I had a guy one time. It was a mobile cleaning company. It was like a floor cleaning company, and I was going through his P&L, and there was a line item for we'll call the name Spooky or something like that. And it was in all caps and inside of a P&L, and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, what the hell is Spooky for $12,000?" And he's like, "Well, I hope nobody would ever ask me this, but I pay my dog $1,000 a month." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What kind of dog? Is it a protection dog? Like what? Nope, it's a Chihuahua." I was just like, "Okay, yeah, you probably should take that out and put that money back into the company, because I don't know if anybody's going to actually look at this as a true ad back." You know what I mean? I've seen alimony. I've seen
Alimony?
alimony.
How do you put that in there?
Ask an accountant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sorry, Allison, you're fired. I have to find me one of them right off my shoes tomorrow.
I saw early on in my career a line item that said he had 2 rent line item expenses, and I was like, "Do you have another place that you're renting?" It was like at that time $1,200 a month, $1,300 a month, and he's like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's actually for my girlfriend." And he's like, "My wife does not know. That's why I run it through my company." And I was just like, "That's too much information, man. I don't want to know."
Does that turn you off from wanting to sell a business? I would think that just gets it so convoluted. I'd be like, fuck, this gets messy.
It definitely sets a tone that this business probably isn't the cleanest business. These numbers might not be really what they are, those kind of things. And, we're not certified CPAs or accountants, so I can't really dig into it and give accounting advice and those kind of things. But you definitely see some things that are just leave you a little leery.
A little ick.
Definitely.
So, you're hitting on some of the things that, worry you again. Let's go back to other things in that initial conversation. Besides the financials, besides them being able to answer quick on numbers, what other questions you ask that people answer eloquently and that they know what they're talking about?
What their day-to-day looks like as a business owner. If they can't really give you a good idea and it's kind of scattered and all over the place, they're probably either burnt out and that's why they're selling. And then that business, again, is going to go back to the financials. They're going to be a bit of a mess. Or, he can't keep employees on the job. He's constantly rotating. There's just a number of different things that all that can kind of lead to in your mind, right? And typically a decade in, I'm not really wrong on those. Those definitely stand out. But yeah, the ones that can't answer what they do day to day.
Now, when buyers reach out to you and they ask the questions, what are the most common pitfalls? What are their most common concerns?
It usually comes down to the operation of the business, employment, financials. Ebbs and flows of businesses can really hurt depending on the industry. You get like a granite company I have for sale right now. They're just getting hit really hard because the building is slowed up a little bit just because of the climate, of the politics of the nation, of everything just kind of can play effect into it.
I think commercial real estate is going to be a tough one over the next few years, is what I'm guessing.
Look at Nashville's commercial real estate. I mean, anything downtown, any office space like that, it's like something like 20 something percent empty, which is, especially in this town.
Oh, and they still say that their square footage is like $40. Like some have seen, oh, we'll get it. I'm like, good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want restaurant space or retail space in town, though, it's insanity. It seems like commercial realtors
What is
just
it
pull
for Nashville
money.
so the audience has a perspective for what we're seeing here?
I mean, a small restaurant space in prime real estate in Nashville, not on Broadway because that's a different animal. Maybe 50 a square foot.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've heard of North Gulch, some of the prices going for 60 or 70 a square foot for national chains that really want it in there.
All right. Well,
And you don't even want to know what Broadway is in Second Avenue.
Broadway.
or
Well, you got John Bon Jovi, Eric Church, Morgan Wallen. You got all those investors.
You don't.
Those-
They don't actually.
yeah,
own
no,
them.
yeah, they don't have enough fuck you money to be able to get all that space
Yeah.
down there. I agree with that.
It's crazy. But yeah, and you've watched it change so much in the last 5 years because we do a lot of bars and restaurants. And you're seeing things. If you find something for $30 a square foot, it is not in a good spot. You do not want to put your restaurant or bar or food and beverage in that location.
Damn.
So, Jeff, I know, I mean, you've asked questions about this. Like, what do you see or how do you see this working, on other businesses I've looked at? Adam, if you were to talk to someone who's just saying, hey, give me top 3 things I need to do to fix my business or improve it, what would you give just any business owner?
Hire yourself out of a job. Hire some employees to take some of those responsibilities. You don't need to be the shop manager while trying to market and sell your company while doing the sales of, X product, while trying to manage the financials, while also managing all the employees and then doing delivery drives. Hire out. It might hurt there in the initial, but long run, it's going to make your company more valuable. If you can be replaced, that's a value.
Yeah, I agree. That's the one thing I've done with my company. He knows, it doesn't need me. I get whacked by a bus tomorrow. It still keeps going. And I think that was the best thing I ever could have done was trusting someone. And you have to go through people.
And it's hard.
You have to go through people, I'm getting ready to potentially take on more space, even maybe a new lease, potentially at different places. He's been in on it, advising me some stuff, giving me his thoughts. And I don't look at it as the pain of failure. I look at it as pain of, I got to form new relationships. I got to potentially go through more pain, more failure, more breakups, more this, more that, and that's what most people, I don't think, when you talked about getting to the burnout, I agreed with you 100%. If you get a business at the end, the person's very disheveled, I would assume they're completely burned out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, and I'm still going strong, and it's because I've got a lot of people who take my load off of me, so I could think clear. Like yesterday, I was like, "Hey, I'm going for a drive. I got to think about this deal." Blah 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 blah. Cool. If I'll break through your D&D if I need anything important. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Bye. 3 hours ripping around in my Supra, and I have my conclusion. You know what I mean?
There you
so
go.
100%, I agree with you. Painful up front. You don't see
It's
as much
painful.
money. But most people try to leave their business so quickly rather than working in the business with other people
Yeah.
and then slowly stepping your way back out to where it's fun, where it's running at a complete operation like it should.
Yeah. I mean, absentee, truly quote unquote absentee owned businesses, we get people all the time asking for that. That does not exist. You as a
I agree.
business owner, you still need to have your head in the game. You still got to have the pulse or your finger on the pulse. There's nothing absentee about small to medium sized businesses. But if you hire people to handle those jobs, you can definitely create some value for your business. And long run, like you said, it's going to show. The value is going to be there. You're going to get the growth. It's tough up front, taking a hit on your pay as the business owner to hire out for 2 new people to handle some jobs, right? Then you got to train them. And, oh no, Susie fell out because she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. Got to hire another person. There's a lot of labor and pain in on it. It's tough. Another topic is marketing. Advertising. And if you're trying to get your business up there, spend the damn money. Spend the money.
Ah, man, we talked about the last one, but me and him have talked about this back before. How would you know who Tony Robbins is if Tony Robbins didn't spend money to let you know who Tony Robbins was? Yeah, exactly. His man crush over there. which Tony Robbins does great stuff, but he's just an example I use. How would you know about
He's a
who he is?
master marketing.
Right. How would you know who he is without him using marketing?
He'd just be some guy that sold books to me, you know.
Bingo, 100%.
But he's one of the most influential people in business right now, probably even in history. I mean,
Yeah.
he is incredible at what he does.
So what do you think a company that you see on general, what do you think their ad spend should be, and what should be the rate of return in general? Like, how are you budgeting that? Like, when you look at a company, do you go, ooh, that's an ugly number, that's not a good number on the marketing, or is it subjective in a business?
I think it could be subjective and really your target audience, right? Who are you trying to reach? Because different platforms cost different things.
Right.
I don't really spend a lot of money I don't spend any damn money on social media. Why would I?
You're like me, Google SEO. It's
100%.
way better hunt. Yep.
100%, because the average business owner is not sitting around, because most of them are baby boomer age or close. They're not sitting around on Instagram scrolling to see my damn ad. That makes no sense. To boost, like, of course we have it, but to boost a post or something, get out of here. I'd rather spend that money and double down on Google. I mean, and just work our keywords on SEO. That is a great ad spend. But to answer your question, you know, if you got a business doing $500,000 a year in revenue, you better be spending $10,000-$15,000. I mean, without question.
A month?
No.
Yearly?
That'd be insane. But
I've seen some insane things
I
out
guess
of the coaching space. Yeah.
If the
depending on the
ROI is that good, yeah.
Well, yeah. If you read like Hermosi's stuff, he did like 40 grand in ads in like 30 days.